And we'll get started with Joe Rutter. Joe, go ahead.
Hi, Derek. Coach Tallman the other day mentioned you're coming back from a surgery of some sort. He didn't specify. What exactly did you have done, and how has it been limiting you this camp?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get into specifics. I did have an off-season procedure. Like you said, Coach Tomlin kind of explained the other day that I've been working back, kind of just getting me acclimated, getting back into team setting, and, kind of that the surgery's in the past, and I'm ready to go. And the plan is week one, and I have every intention of being ready for week one and getting involved in the back half of camp here.
All righty, we'll move on to Mike Persuda. Mike, go ahead.
Derek, you haven't been here very long, and you haven't had a whole lot of team activities because of everything that went on this offseason. What was your impression of last night, and specifically what Mike Tomlin had to say?
It was good. We came together as a team and obviously, stood united, and we've had a lot of really good, necessary conversations as a unit. And just kind of a lot of listening, a lot of learning going on from all ends. And it's really been that whole organization feel, from the top down. If you ever need to talk to somebody, they're there for you. And just like I said, a lot of listening, a lot of learning for everybody. We're all growing, coming together and standing with each other, and we'll always be that way.
All right, we'll move on to Brooke Pryor. Brooke, go ahead.
Hey, Derek, you've played for two of the most prominent Black head coaches in the league between Anthony Lynn and Mike Tomlin. What kind of things have you learned from things that they've either shared publicly or personally in the locker room or in some of these Zoom meetings with the virtual offseason?
Honestly, like you said, they're both tremendous coaches, and they are really, to me, from what I've seen, obviously from Coach Tomlin so far, they're both players, coaches. They are personable. They're there for their players. That's not always the case. Like, you can have conversations about football, not about football. They're visible throughout the day. You see them just kind of between meetings, things like that. And just you can have small talk. You can talk football, and just like you said, their presence, the things they do in the community. And, just the examples that they set in there. Obviously, they've got, a lot of eyes on them as the head coach of organizations. And, they've used their platforms very well. And they, continue to advocate for their communities and bring our teams together, honestly, and lead us.
Just a reminder, please use the raise hand function, and we will get you a question. We'll go to I thought we had Hugh. Hugh, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, Derek.
Hi, Hugh.
Derek, the other day in practice, you had a chance to go up against your older brother head-to-head. Would you talk about how that felt for the first time in a Steeler camp, and how many other times have you butted heads with either of your two brothers?
Well, small correction. I am older than TJ, so it was my younger brother. But so it was just a play in a team period. Yeah, it wasn't my true responsibility to block him. It was more of getting a little chip on him so that I think Banner was the tackle at the time, just kind of helping out in protection and getting out to my route. So it was just something small. I don't even think he really was focused on me as much as he was Banner, but just gave him a little chip and tried to get out to the flat. But yeah, and then in terms of, I played JJ last year and got a little chip on him, kind of a very similar play, I would say. Got a little shot on him, but other than that, I really haven't had to, especially in a game setting, have too many encounters with them. And, there'll be plenty more with TJ, I'm sure, as we get going.
All righty, let's move to Jenna Harner. Jenna, go ahead.
Derek, kind of along those same lines, we heard from TJ earlier this week, and he was telling us, you guys kind of live near each other now. What's it like playing with him on the field and then off the field, being able to see him more often? Are you guys together kind of a lot? Can you describe a little bit about that?
Definitely, yes. This is our third time being able to play together on the same team. We did both in high school, college, and now here. And it's awesome. Just being able to see a familiar face. I mean, we eat breakfast with each other every morning, and just seeing a familiar face out on the practice field, and just we were talking last night. It's just that we got a little work in after practice last night. And it was just like the old days, just things that we've always done throughout our whole life. And we're only 2 years apart. So we shared a room growing up. We obviously played all these sports together in the backyard. And now on this level is just something truly special. And in terms of off the field, yeah, we do live close to each other, and it's great for us. I used to be on the other side of the country, so now we get to see each other all the time, and he gets to see, hang out with my wife and my son, and he's loving being an uncle that's able to be there and constantly have time with Logan. And I know JJ is very jealous of that, and TJ's making it, sending as many videos and trying to make him jealous because he's trying to win that favorite uncle title.
All right, let's move to Missy Matthews. Missy, go ahead.
Hi, Derek. When we had a chance to catch up with Danny Smith, he was very excited to have you. What are your thoughts on Coach Smith and just in terms of what you'll be able to help with on special teams?
Yeah, Danny Smith is a great coach, brings a lot of energy both to the meeting room and the practice field. I love watching him work and kind of seeing him and how he thinks, and whether it's watching film and seeing how he analyzes things, and then on the field, what he likes to emphasize and focus on. And, it sounds like, he's got a great plan, and we're going to kind of get into more of that game plan, over the next week or so here. So I'm looking forward to really cracking down and getting to work with him on a more game plan schematic type sense where we can kind of get down to the nuts and bolts of things and really get specific and get to truly work with each other.
All right, we'll go to Mark Caboli. Mark, go ahead.
Hey, Derek, a little two-parter here. First, going through meetings and install, have you been able to figure out how much of a role a fullback has in this offense? And something a little different, in your years in the league, have you ever been a part of live kickoff coverage drills in training camp?
So for the first part, I'm not going to get into real specifics, about how much, I'm going to be used or how much, my position may or may not be used. But obviously there's definitely a place for my, my position. Otherwise I wouldn't be here. So I think there's definitely, a spot for me to get involved in the offense. But in terms of the special teams live tackle on kickoff, you don't see it real often, but with no preseason games this season, I think across the league, I would imagine for the most part, teams probably had to do it. That's the only chance you have to get a look at guys who you don't have much film on, whether they're rookies or guys that just haven't had much film in the past. So it was kind of a necessary step that we had to take for the coaches to truly evaluate the guys that we have here and give everybody a fair shot.
All right, we'll wrap it up with Teresa Varley. Teresa, go ahead.
Hey, Derek. Just wanted to ask you a two-parter too. First off, you talked about how great it is to be playing with TJ, to be around him, but with having such an unusual offseason, how valuable was it to have somebody that close to you help you adapt to a new team, to a new city, just learning the ins and outs of the Steelers way? And also, I know the Watt family has been looking forward to the three of you being on the field for a game. How tough is it going to be on the Watts with the fact that the Steelers just said that there will be no fans at that game?
Yeah, so definitely getting acclimated to both the Steelers and the city of Pittsburgh. It was a huge help having TJ. Throughout his whole time here, we always talk and just he's had nothing but great things to say about the organization and how things are done around here. And I've kind of had that little insight from afar, you could say. And then once I signed here, it was just tremendous having him, be able to tell me little things and where to go, where to look, how things are done on a daily basis. And just obviously, like I said, having a familiar face to bounce things off of. If I ever have any questions, everybody here is a great resource, but I can, I know I can pick up my phone, talk to him, or just go down the hall, talk to him, and he'll be there for me. And then the second part with, the three of us coming together and playing, that'll be the first time ever in any true competitive form that we've been all on the same field at the same time. And with that announcement the other day, it'll be tough. It'll be tough on the family. I know obviously we had a lot of people that would love to be at that game, family, friends, etc. But there's obviously a pandemic going on, and it's we're not bigger than the pandemic, that's for sure. So whatever the rules are, the safety guidelines that everybody else is following. It's unfortunate that my parents and family and friends won't be able to be there, but at the end of the day, it'll still be a great experience for us three on the field, and then they can all obviously tune in on TV and kind of still have that special moment.